There is real power in the pause. The most powerful sound in public speaking and when you're delivering your very next presentation is the sound of silence. And in this short video, I'll share with you 3 different techniques that you can use to incorporate the pause to have real impact and increase your influence when you're speaking. The first trick to increase your influence and create a real presence when you're speaking to an audience is to pause at the very beginning of your presentation. What do I mean? Well, it's to start your presentation by standing. The first trick and technique that I want to share with you is to pause at the very start of your presentation. That's right, you open your presentation by standing in silence. This gets you the presence and attention of your audience. They will be drawn to you and you will project an aura of real confidence, of real presence and authority as you stand in front of them. So simply, when you walk out, simply stand in front of them, look around the room, pause, don't say anything. Just look around and scan the audience. That will draw their eyes, draw their attention to you and project a real aura of authority. This is the first tip and the first technique that you can use that will incorporate the pause and help you increase your authority and increase your influence when you're speaking. The second technique that I want you to use and incorporating your presentations is to pause after every single question that you ask your audience. You need to give your audience time to digest what it is you have just asked them. So you need to give them time to think up an answer, to mentally go through the process of answering your question. Now, you may not want them to verbally respond to your question, and that's okay. But you need to give them time to think about and process their thoughts related to your question. So ask a question, pause. Let it hang for 1, 2, maybe even as many as 3 seconds. And just look around the audience, make eye contact with them as you give them this thinking time. This will allow them to not only process what you have said and what you have asked them, but also it will project a confidence and an aura around you. And it'll make you and position you as an authority, as someone who is not only a confident and proficient public speaker, but also someone who is an authority in the topic upon which you are discussing. So make sure that as you ask a question, you give your audiences time to process that question and think up an answer. The third technique that I'm going to share with you in this video is pause after you have said something profound. So in other words, if there is something that you want your audience members to really process, to really contemplate, this could be a question, it could be a statement, it could be anything. Whatever it is that you want them to really consider, to really think about, and to really sink in, you want to pause after you have said it. Make it stand out. Give the audience the hint that what you have said is important. You do that by giving them time to digest it. In other words, you shut up and let silence hang in the air so that they can process exactly what it is you said and they can think about it and contemplate it. If you don't, your audience will forget about it. So every time you say something that is important for your audience to think about, it's important for your audience to remember, it's something that you want them to seriously consider, pause. Give them time to think about it. So we've covered 3 very simple techniques, 3 very different ways that you can incorporate the silence, the power of the pause into your very next presentation. When you can stand in front of an audience, you will project an aura of confidence and authority when you are able to stand there comfortably and professionally stand there and just be silent. You'll allow your audience time to digest and contemplate what it is you have said. And more importantly, when you allow that to happen, your ability to influence them and to persuade them goes up exponentially. So, in your very next presentation, incorporate the power of the pause.